seeking a justice or tough fighting against a corruption. Introduction. Corruption is a dangerous phenomenon which destroys any strong state from inside. Corruption exists all over the world. The difference is where it is more hidden, where it is relatively open, where are seldom, where are many. When corrupted people or organization united intentionally, then it is called organized mafia. That is for society and state maximum danger. Corruption and mafiosi are often criminal authorities, government officers, even influential people. Therefore, they are very powerful. There were a lot of fighters against corruption and mafia. In most cases, fighters against corruption and mafia were imprisoned, expelled like me, even killed. But to their credit and name as a fighter for justice remains forever. I am a ruthless fighter against corruption. Because of my fight against corruption, I was expelled from my country. This is well covered in the press and in my books. Below, on the basis of documentary facts, presented my fights against corruption in the United Kingdom. About the corruptions outside of the United Kingdom. I came to the United Kingdom on November 2005 by invitation of University of London to International Scientific Conference. By suggesting of the British scientists, I remained in UK and claimed asylum. When I got refugee status in 2007, I claimed my young children who were remained in Uzbekistan without mother and father. About 2 years, they were fighting to get a visa from British Embassy in Uzbekistan. Every time the officer, Mr. Maxim, asked them large amount of money to get a visa. They couldn't give such amount of bribe and embassy refused to give the visa. The motive of the refusal decision was Mr. Kharazmi lives in United Kingdom with his children. I was forced to appeal against that decision of embassy. The judge of Manchester Court said such British officials disgrace Great Britain and my children got a visa. But those grafted officials of embassy of the United Kingdom in Uzbekistan continued his grafted activity. In 2010, I claimed to join my present wife and young children. Again, the official of British Embassy, Mr. Maxim, asked large amount of bribe to get a visa. They didn't give any money. Therefore, the embassy again groundlessly refused to give a visa. I sent the letter to Ambassador Mr. Robert Joy and MP for Stockport, Ms. Anne Coffey, about corruption at Embassy of the UK in Uzbekistan and asked the help to get a visa without bribe. And they helped me. My wife and children joined me in 2011. I investigated through my friends in Tashkent the grafted situation in embassy. Apparently, that Mr. Maxim, the official of British Embassy in Tashkent, is Uzbekistan citizen and the agent of National Security Service KGB. Now imagine, officials of embassy received bribes through agent KGB. Huge scandal was when Uzbekistan's KGB arrested the Uzbek police officer who was the guard at embassy of the United Kingdom. He was the mediator without agreement the KGB of taking bribes between the recipient and the provider of visa. He was terribly tortured and imprisoned for long period. By the media of we was announced as traitor. Now he his family lives in America. That time was published large article about corruption at the different embassies in Fergana News website which belongs to Moscow. The author of the article thoroughly on the basis of facts described the arrangement to bribes at the different embassies in Uzbekistan and other countries of former Soviet Union. Apparently, the embassy of the United Kingdom more cautious and expensive than other embassies. About the corruptions inside the United Kingdom. First, impudent injustice corruption from a police and court we faced in United Kingdom on 2013. Me and my son, by order of the Magistrate Court of Stockport, on 8th of July 2013 was deprived of our driving license and fined £750 each. Reason was driving same car at the same time by two persons without insurance. We didn't was invited to court. The order based on the report of the police officers. Firstly, the car was insured. Secondly, how possible to be driving same car at the same time by the two person? Therefore, at Crown Court we fully won the case, but against the police officers and court for their illegal action didn't take any action. On 23 of September 2014 morning, we, wife and husband, as usual was arguing about money. She made a scandal and hit me with my walking stick and ran away outside. Therefore I said, without police coming you will not come in, and locked the door. She from the neighbor home called police and lied. My husband is violent and beating me. I ran away without shoes and I am in Gail's home. Many police came. I said what had happened. A police ignored me and by false information of my wife arrested me for 3-4 hours and I was released under the condition not to return home. The police did here two mistakes which was fatal in our life. First, the police couldn't differ which one false and which one true allegation, and I was arrested by false allegation. Second, the police prohibited me to return home, so the police deprived us decide our ordinary household quarrels. It was beginning the destruction of our family. In our case involved Sarah McKenty, the social worker of Stockport MBC. Her client, my ex-wife, asked Miss Sarah that for the money organized for her, any false allegation and lie of the respondent to be accepted by police and courts. Miss Sarah was happy of that, received from her client 5,000 cash and said if not will enough, that amount of should add again. Both was happy of that decision and social worker Miss Sarah composed for court fully false and phony report S7. After that, I was many times arrested by false allegation of the respondent and every time was released on the basis of decision of prosecutor by no further action. But because of rude action of police towards to me, many times I got heart attack at police station and was taken by ambulance to the hospital where I was conducting the heart operation. In the hospital, I did the strike against the violence of the police. That picture is attached for this letter. About violence of police, I many times complained the professional standard branch investigations. It is PBSI. Instead, punish the police and amend the shortcomings. The PBSI stimulated violence of police. Below provided the letter which was sent the PBSI. Professional Standard Branch Investigations, Greater Manchester Police, Open Shop Complex, Lawton Street, Open Shop, Manchester, M11 to NS. From Ahmad Khaja Khwarazmi, 104 Dunton Towers, Brennington, Stockport, SK5 S8NA, 5 of September 2016. Your reference A061514-615. Dear Mr. Farron, Detective Cop number 13246. Thank you for your letter from 1st of September 2016, where you writing that you are investigating by my complaint about violence of the police as directed the IPCC. Because of poor and injustice action of the police was destroyed my family. Because of rude action of the police officers like Mr. Crabtree, on 1st of February 2015, in police station I got heart problem and was taken from police station by ambulance to hospital. About that I asked the help the PSBI. The PSBI, instead to punish the violent, on the contrary, supported the violence of the police by saying the police acted by the law. So, destruction family and health of the old and disabled professor is by the law. It is funny, isn't? Because of stimulation, the violence of the police by PSBI, the police was more violent, even was racist against me. And on 10th of November 2015, in police station, I got the heart attack. From police station, again, I was taken by ambulance to hospital, where I was conducted the heart operation. After that, my health condition sharply went down. Now I am fully invalid man. I complained the PSBI that the police destroyed my health as well. The PSBI again justified the violence of his colleague police. In the result, I have received threatening letter where it was indicated that if I not will stop to complain, I will get serious trouble, even die. In violence of the police, significant role played the PSBI by supporting and stimulating their violence. Apparently, the PSBI just in paper separated from Greater Manchester Police. On the basis of above stated facts, I don't believe that you will investigate it objectively, because every investigators of the PCBI, my complaint investigated biased, as every time the PCBI just will waste huge of time, paper, and the money of taxpayers. Therefore, I was forced to appeal the IPCC. I can say in advance that in the result of your investigation, you will write that the police officers acted by the law for the heart attack at police station is guilty the complainer, and you will recommend to punish the complainer victim. How did it your High Court judicial review? Will be better if the PCBI my above stated criticism will accept friendly by the proverb. The friend says bitterly, truly. The enemy says by compliment, falsely. Yours sincerely, Ahmad Kharazmi. About the violence of the police, I put the application for permission to apply for judicial review. The judge of the High Court not just refused my permission and made an order to pay the police £750 cash. The basis for refusal decision was out of time, not comply with the pre-action protocol, and etc. And thus, by lawful order by the High Court, the victim, old and disabled man, appeared as the criminal violent. The violent, powerful police appeared as the victim. It is funny, isn't? Maybe it is related with corruption and bribe. After that, I sent the complaint to the Ombudsman, Home Office, Justice Secretary, prosecutors, PM, and others. Was no any benefit. On the contrary, I received the anonymous threatening letter stated, "Stop complaining Uzbek shit. Otherwise you will get serious troubles, even die." By my understanding, the author of that anonymous letter is police, courts, social services in together, or one of them. In July 2016, I received the letter from Labour Party where I was asking, "Can we help?" I have replied, "Yes, I need help." By this matter, in September, contacted me the senior case worker of the MP for Stockport, Ms. Ann Coffey, and asked sent a brief application about my problems. I was very happy and sent Mr. Ann Coffey the application with attachment for help to reach them the destination, Prime Minister of the UK. Below provided the application and the attachments to it. The Prime Minister of the UK, Miss Theresa May, via Ann Coffey, the MP for Stockport, 10 Downing Street, London, SY1A to AA. From Ahmad Khaja Kharazmi, 104 Dunton Towers, Brennington, Stockport, SK5 in 8NA, 2nd of September 2016. The application about setting up a justice. Introduction. I am Professor Ahmad Khaja Kharazmi, an old and disabled man, originally from Uzbekistan. In the result of persecution of my scientific and political activity, I was expelled in 2005 by dictatorship government of Uzbekistan. Thanks to the United Kingdom's government, they accepted me as a political refugee and made a condition for me to continue my scientific and political activity. In the result, I published my selected works in 16 volumes in various languages which are dedicated to scientific, educational, and literary fields. Because of poor and injustice action of the police, social services and courts destroyed my family and my health. From the 2014, I cannot get the justice by this matter. On 15th of June 2016, I received the threatening letter. I have the information that the police, especially courts, through Tara McKenty received in large amount of bribe. Maybe by that reason they together acting against me. I have many indirect proofs about that. The SPS and IPCC advised me report about that a police. I cannot report it the Greater Manchester Police. The reason is that the police could use it against me, which took place in 2014 as well. Because of rude behavior of police, I many times got a heart attack and was taken from police station by ambulance to hospital, where I conducted the heart operation. In the hospital, I did the strike against the violence of the police, which is attached to this application. About the violence of the police, I put the application for permission to apply for judicial review. The judge of the High Court not just refused the permission and made an order to pay the police £750. The basis of refusal decision was out of time, not comply with the pre-action protocol, and etc. And thus, by lawful order of the High Court, the victim, old and disabled man, appeared as violent. The violent, it is powerful police, appeared as victim. It is funny, isn't? Maybe it is related with bribe. I understood that order of the court as the alarm for me. If I will continue to comply against the injustice action of the police and courts, I will be jailed or killed by giving next heart attack. What is confirms the threatening letter as well. As I am the citizen of the Great Britain, I will fight against above stated corruptions in order to keep the face of the United Kingdom clean, even it will cost me prison or my life. The reason why I am sending this letter via Miss Ankofe, the MP for Stockport, is that I many times applied the government of the UK about the corruption of police and courts. My that applications didn't reach to the destination, or they simply was ignored. I hope my this letter will reach destination and will be set up as justice by above raised problems. Your faithfully, Professor Ahmad Khwarazmi, Stockport, United Kingdom. On 23 of September 2016, I have received the letter from the MP for Stockport, Miss Ann Coffey, where she stated that I cannot be helpful on this occasion. After that, I sent my application the Speaker of Parliament for help by this matter. This that is provided below. To Speaker of the House of Commons of the UK, Mr. John Bercow, House of Commons, London, SY1A 0AA, from Ahmad Khwarazmi, 104 Downton Towers, Bridlington, Stockport, SK5 8NA, 24 of September 2016. Application for help to reach my application to destination Prime Minister of the UK. In July 2016, I received the letter from Labour Party where I was asking, can we help? I have replied, yes, I need the help. By this matter, in September, contacted me the senior Kaiser worker of the MP for Stockport, Miss Ann Coffey, and asked sent a brief application about my problems. I sent them the application for Prime Minister of the United Kingdom with according attachments, and I asked the help to reach my application to destination Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. On 23 of September 2016, I have received the letter from MP for Stockport, Miss Ann Coffey, where she stated that I cannot be helpful on this occasion. In my application directed to the Prime Minister, Miss Theresa May, was described the disorder and corruption in the Stockport, from where Mr. Ann Coffey is MP. Maybe by that reason she feel uncomfortable to reach my application the Prime Minister. Because of corrupted and threatening actions of the police and courts, I have constantly under the fear and stress. Even my MP, who knows me personally, cannot help me. What gives me more fear and stress? Dear Mr. John Berkoff, please help me to reach my application to destination Prime Minister Theresa May. I hope maybe then will be set up justice. Your faithfully, Professor Ahmad Khaja Khwarazmi. Unfortunately, I didn't receive any reply by my above letter. It was simply ignored. For child arrangement order and by other matters, I placed the application the court on 2014. Up to now, about 15 times held court hearing by my applications because of poor work of poor qualified or corrupted courts didn't decide any matter. The district judge Horan every time groundless filed my applications. I was forced many times to appeal against injustice decision of Judge Horan. In my first application's note, I wrote, to place this appeal for me was uncomfortable. The reason is that the judge, Mr. Warren, was one of the fair, as time confirmed, apparently one of worst judge which I met. I believe he did this unfair decision under the influence of social service, Sarah McKenty of Stockport, MBC. Influence the respondent through Sarah, the court was clear. The respondent sent the letter to the court where she surely indicated that he knows if Judge Horan deals with this case, his application will fail. It is attached to this letter. Sarah kept her promise that gave when received a bribe from her client. She ensured that her every false allegation and statement was accepted by the police and by the courts. Except about stated facts, Sarah ensured her two free solicitors. When extremely difficult to get a free solicitor from different company by same matter which even unlawful. In the result, by the Family Court of Manchester, on the ground of false statement of the applicant on 8th of January 2016, which in one single day launched non-molestation order against me, when I cannot get the order during more than 2 years. The judges have never seen neither the applicant nor respondent. Furthermore, the applicant didn't ask on her statement for non-molestation order. Therefore, I placed the complaint about corruption at Stockport courts, which is provided below. The court manager, Courthouse, Edward Street, Stockport, SK1 3NF, from Khwarazmi, 104 Dunton Towers, Brennington, Stockport, SK5 8NA, 31 of May 2016 regarding the complaint about corruption at Stockport courts. First, me and my son, by order of the Magistrate Court of Stockport on 8th of July 2013, was deprived of our driving license and fined £750 each. Reason was driving same car at the same time by two persons without insurance. We didn't was invited the court. The order based on the report of the police officers. Firstly, the car was insured. Secondly, how possible to be driving same car at the same time by the two person? Therefore, at Crown Court, we fully won the case, both against the police officers and court for their illegal action didn't take any action. Second, on 2014, I placed the court an application for child arrangement order, which because of poor work of irresponsible and poor qualified judges, that simple matter up to now couldn't decide. Because of poor organization of the Stockport courts, the first hearing was held just on 26th of March 2015. For proceeding by the court was accepted fully unfit report S7 of the social worker Sarah McKenty. That day was sitting 3 or 5 judges. Despite that, the S7 report provided the court many weeks ago, apparently no one read that report. When I demonstrated that report is false, even funny, just then the hearing moved to end of September 2015. Third, from September 2015, by the same matter, released 2 times decision. Because of unclear orders, it was simply ignored by respondent and social services. Unfortunately, the court never controlled the execution of his own order, despite I have asked many times about that. Furthermore, most of the important letters which was sent to the Stockport courts simply ignored by the court manager. Fourth, by the family court on the ground of false statement on the applicant on 8th of January 2016, which in one single day launched non-molestation order against me. The judges have never seen neither the applicant nor respondent. Furthermore, the applicant didn't ask on her statement for non-molestation order. In conclusion, first, above stated facts give the ground to conclude that the law just instrument for some judges in order to extend it like rubber by any direction at its discretion. Second, I know maybe stated above stated criticism about corruption at Stockport courts will bring me harm, and I will lose every case which will be heard at Stockport and other courthouse, but it could bring the benefit for many more people who are suffering from the corruptions. Third, will be better if Stockport and other courts my above stated criticism will accept friendly by the proverb, the friend says bitterly, the enemy says by compliment. Yours sincerely, Professor Kharazmi, the complainer. Because I complained, the court was not just more biased against me, even towards me was ruder. Therefore, on 13th of September 2016, I placed next complaint about the ruder behavior and biased action of District Judge which is provided below. The court manager, courthouse, Edward Street, Stockport, SK1 3NF from Kharazmi, 104 Dunton Towers, Brennington, Stockport, SK5 8NA, 3rd September 2016. The complaint about a rude behavior and biased action of Miss Latif, the district judge of Stockport Courts. Dear Sir, Madam, because of rude and injustice action of the police and courts, I am suffering from a heavy heart condition. Therefore, I am always carrying with me according drugs and water. The judge, Miss Latif, at the court hearing on 28th of September 2016, many times stopped me by force from saying an explanation by hearing matter. In rude manner, she didn't allow me to drink water. In the result, my heart condition worsened, and still I am suffering of that. On the contrary, the judge, Miss Latif, accepted every lie of the respondent. For example, the respondent stated that the picture was taken in Reddish Vale Park, where in bumped into us. It was accepted by the judge, but it was fully lie. That day in Reddish Vale Park was only me, Nafisa and Muhammad, nobody else. That picture was taken on Northumberland Road, opposite of Westmoreland Primary School. That is fact, which is impossible to be denied. The judge, Miss Latif, wrote on the court order that the only details provided are of supported contact. It is lie. Has been provided details of supervised contact as well. Miss Latif has held it and many times read it in front of all us. I am very worried about that. The mature Miss Latif again involved, maybe purposely, to our case Stockport Social Services. From them not will be any benefit. No, on the contrary, social services could create more harm. The reason are below. Firstly, in destruction of our family, social services of Stockport MBC played a main role. The social worker publicly said that I will do action in order to never let you see your son. I never will execute that stupid order of the court. I have sent the letter about that to court, but the court couldn't take any action against social worker. By my understanding, the reason is that maybe the court indebted to social worker Sarah McKenty. Secondly, I have an information that social worker Sarah McKenty took large, at least 5,000 cash amount of bribe from her client in order to organize for her any false allegation and lie of the respondent to be accepted by the police and courts. The life confirmed the validity of the information. I will again once stress that all the problems is that my ex-wife demanded large amount of money for seeing my children. I am trying to see my children without bribe by law. Unfortunately, the law and justice still couldn't win. To get a child arrangement order, I am fighting more than 2 years. By this very simple matter was held about 10 times court hearing, changed many judges. Every judge set up own rule. Because of poor work, of poor quality or corrupted courts, not only the child liked his father's spiritual sustentation, as well vested in the future will be vested huge amount of taxpayers' money. Dear manager, please take to account that The complaints placed not just for your information, for take according action against a violator and amend the shortcomings as well. Your sincerely, A. Khawarazmi, the applicant. Both my complaints by manager of Stockport courts were ignored, and by their advice I placed my complaints the GCO which is provided below. The GCO, Royal Court of Justice, Queen's Building, Rooms 8182, Standard, Strand, London, YC2A 2LL. From Ahmad Khawarazmi, 104 Donton Towers, Bennington, Stockport, SK5 8NR, 12 of October 2016. The complaint about corruption at Stockport courts. Dear Sir, Madam, from 2014 I am suffering from the corruptions at Stockport courts. On 31 of May 2016, I placed the complaint about corruptions where was indicated every fault of the courts by facts. Unfortunately, my that complaint by the manager was simply ignored. Because I complained, the court was not just more biased against me, even towards to me was more rude because of what worsened my health condition. Therefore, on 13th of September 2016, I placed next complaint about the rude behavior and biased action of district judge. The family section sent me all complaint papers back to me in order to place it GCO. The courts of Stockport biased against me, not just I am criticism their faults as well by an information which I have, they are involved a large amount of money. The life confirmed the validity of this information. Please set up justice by above stated corruptions and take to your control my cases. Otherwise, never will win the justice in Stockport courts. Your faithfully, Professor Khawarazmi. After above stated compliance, Stockport courts was more aggressive against me and obviously dismissed my applications and appeals as well. Below is provided the attachment by sections 6 and 7 of the appellant's notice. The attachment by sections 6 and 7 of the appellant's notice. Appellant Ahmed Khaja Khawarazmi. The grounds of appeal and arguments in support. On 1st of February 2017, at process of the court hearing, the petitioner, me, and the respondent, my ex-wife, alleged that we are more than 2 years living separate and don't having any contact. Our marriage completely broken down and not possible and wishing to restore it. But my ex-wife wanted divorce after some time. Reason was she could lose the visa. I was disagreed to her. In form of the divorce petition on part 6 required, please state briefly. I did exactly what was required on the form, but the judge, in order to take her side, did claim me that the reasons of divorce I stated briefly. By this reason, the judge dismissed my divorce petition. On 1st of February 2017, during the court hearing, the judge obviously was taking responsibility on side. I many times protested about that. Unfortunately, the judge simply ignored my protests. On 2nd of February 2017, in front of everyone, I said, Judge, the follows. I have an information through Sarah McKenty, some judges who is leading our cases involved to large amount of bribe. I have many proofs about validity of that. Now I will provide you on of them. In this letter, which was sent to Manchester Court on July 2016 by respondent, who gave to Miss Sarah McKenty 5,000 cash, maybe more, to deliver the judges and others, stated that this case come to Judge Horan's hand. If Judge Horan deals with this case, this application will fail. Despite Stockport courts have dozens of judges, all cases came exactly your Judge Horan's hand, and all of them failed by you, Mr. Horan. So your old decision was pre, pre, in advance. Why you wasting the time for court hearing? Unfortunately, Mr. Horan even didn't feel any shame of that and dismissed it above named case as well. I many times placed the complaints about corruption at Stockport courts to court manager, GCO and others. Unfortunately, was useless. Every single appeal was unsuccessful because the appeal judges opposite takes side of his colleague. In conclusion, first, on the ground above stated facts, get clear that the law just instrument for corrupted judges in order to extend it like rubber by any direction at its discretion. Second, need take legal action against Mr. Horan and other corrupt judges. Third, cancel all injustice corrupted decisions of Stockport courts by all cases and review them at another court where there is no or less corruptions. Stockport 2017 A. Khwarazmi. Unfortunately, my this appeal as well was refused by Manchester court without any valuable reason. The court even to Kafkas gave purposely false direction for prepare this section report 7. By this matter, I sent the letter to Kafkas, which is provided below. Kafkas, 7th floor, Piccadilly Gate, Manchester, M1 to YD. Copy to Stockport Family Court. From Ahmad Khwarazmi, 104 Downton Towers, Bennington, Stockport, SK5 8NA. 29 of March 2017. Regarding spent time with children. Dear Miss Carolina Mayet, the Kafkas officer, I have received the letter which was sent by you to Stockport Family Court and was on 22 of March 2017. The content of the letter shows that you abused the social worker Sarah McKenty and the respondent. You even didn't take to account my letter, which was sent to the Kafkas on 27 of January 2015. Below it in facts, you are writing, which substantiated allegations of domestic violence and physical abuse by Mr. Khwarazmi against the children and Miss Khwarazmi. It is completely false. Why the corrupted police purposely made out as domestic violence, it is another matter. But on 1st of February 2017, the court recognized that there aren't any violent action by Mr. Ahmad Kharazmi. I brought up 9 children and many more grand and great grandchildren. Many of them graduated, even became the PhD, including applicant. Under my supervisor, even in this situation, if you will give the court advice that Mr. Kharazmi is unfit to bring up or spend time with children, I not will be in surprise. Really, you, court and Kafkas, will restrict children, especially 3 years old Muhammad, from father's mental sustenance because his father is fighting against the corruption in the courts. Please, just don't say the court is acting by the law. It will be at least not serious. In conclusion, I believe the court is involved with the corruption and I am criticize the corruption in the courts. Therefore, I am not expecting the justice decision by any case where it is involved with me. Yours sincerely, Kharazmi, the applicant. I was informed by Kafkas the case definitely will fail. Therefore, I sent the letter to court which is provided below. The court's manager, Courthouse, Edward Street, Stockport, SK1 3NF from Ahmad Kharazmi, 104 Dunton Towers, Bennington, Stockport, SK5 8NA, 24 of April 2017. Regarding no longer wish court proceeding with my application for spend time with my children. Dear Sir, Madam, as you aware, by this matter during nearly 3 years, held more than 10 times court hearing, but was no single justice decision and seemed so it will continue another 3 years. On the basis of information which I have, the reason is that the court, especially Mr. Judge Horan, involved with the corruption. One of evidence of corruption is that the respondent who gave the social worker Miss Sarah 5,000 cash, maybe more, to deliver it to judges and others for the benefit in her letter, which was sent to Manchester Court in July 2016, stated that all the cases will come to Judge Horan's hand and his applications will fail. The respondent guessed it exact. All my cases came to Horan's hand and all of them failed by District Judge Horan. About the corruption of Stockport Court, I sent the complaints to the court manager, GCO and others. Unfortunately, no one was taken any action against the corruption. Because of corruption destroyed my family and my health as well. On 4th of May 2017 at Stockport Court should be hold next court hearing by case of or matter. Decision is in advance known. As I was informed by Kafkas, the case definitely will fail. So why waste time and huge amount of money of taxpayers for court hearing when decision is in advance known? On the ground of above stated reasons, please no longer I wish court hearing proceeding with my applicationist. Court hearing by my case on 4th of May 2017 listed before District Judge Mr. Horan should be vacated. Long live my homeland Great Britain and justice. Down with corruption. Yours sincerely, Ahmad Khwarazmi, the applicant. Despite the court hearing is vacated, the judge made the following order. First, upon the applicant withdrawing his application to spend time with his children, the hearing on the 4th of May 2017 is vacated. Second, the applicant father is to have no contact with the children. From the order of the court is clear that the court simply fulfilled a wishing of respondent. It is as well one of the evidence that the judge is bribed. On 6th of July 2017, I was assaulted by my ex-wife opposite at Asda at Stockport. I placed the application about that to Greater Manchester Police, which is provided below. The Chief Constable Mr. Ian Hopkins, Greater Manchester Police Headquarters, Northampton Road, Manchester, M40 5BP, from Ahmad Khwarazmi, 104 Dunton Towers, Bennington, Stockport, SK5 8NA, 7 of July 2017, regarding application about physical and verbal assault. I am Ahmad Khaja Khwarazmi, over 69, disabled man with heavy heart condition. On 6th of July 2017, after 5 p.m., I was sitting on a bench opposite Asda. From somewhere appeared my ex-wife Gulistan Khwarazmi, who lives by address 38 Huntington Crescent, Bennington, Stockport, SK5 8DX, and without any reason abused me by using very bad words, kicked me many times, and hurt my leg. Attached according pictures as well to this application. I pointed out the CCTV camera and said, "Please stop swearing and beating me. Otherwise, I will complain as the CCTV camera is recording everything." Gulistan Khwarazmi by saying, "Don't worry, they know about that," and carried out kicking and abusing me. When she left me, I rang the police 999, who accepted my call, alleged that during 30 minutes will visit you a police. Unfortunately, up to now, nobody visited. She many times abused me in order I got anger and respond her. I never did it as I know police and courts will take her side, because I know she social service, police and courts united against me as organized mafia. No guarantee that today's incident as well not happened purposely by initiative of mafia. On 2015, end of October, my ex-wife and me met at Bennington Library. Then I said, "Please give my £5,000, which was kept to my funeral case, and we will restore family." Then she said that money and some additional money took Sarah McKenty, the social worker. In order to be accepted my allegations by police and courts, Miss Sarah gave that money for some authorities and police and courts. The life confirmed her saying, "Every action police and courts shows that they are involved with a bribe, because by the police and courts was accepted any false allegation of respondent." On 23rd of September 2014, Gulistan Kharazmi hit my left thumb by my working stick and broke it. That day at police station, I informed about that. The doctor at police station provided evidence as a desk about that. Afterwards, that evidence disappeared. My working stick used against me. It is just one evidence. I have many evidences which impossible to be denied. I hope, although this time will be set up the justice. Your faithfully, Professor Kharazmi, the victim. I am sure the assaulter just a weapon on the hand of a mafia. As I stressed in my application as well, in this incident may be involved the mafia. Therefore, I am not expecting any justice investigation and decision by this matter. In May 2017, I have received the letter from the Prime Minister of the UK, Ms. Theresa May. That letter attached to this application, where she asked for backing, and she pleaded that a government where she is Prime Minister will not let us down, and she will stand up for us. We trusted her promise, and on election we supported her and Conservative Party. By this matter, we sent her the letter which is provided below. Ms. Theresa May, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, turned Downing Street, London, SF1A to AA, from Ahmad and Ulugh Kharazmi, 104 Downton Towers, Bennington, Stockport, SK5 8NA, regarding give or backing to Mr. Theresa May at election. Dear Miss Theresa May, we was happy when we received the letter from you where you are asking at election our support to you. I live in Stockport 12 years and I have many friends in Stockport. Me, my family and friends always supported Labour Party. From last year, we disappointed of Labour Party. The reason is that I faced problems with corrupted mafia in Stockport. In the result, destroyed my family, fully destroyed my health. Now I am invalid man. I asked help from my MP, Miss Ann Coffey, set up the justice by this matter. She not just didn't help me, even she refused my request, just pass over my application to you. In the result, I am suffering up to now. Dear Miss Theresa May, we and our numerous friends trusted your promise where you alleged that give me your support, I will stand up for you and I will not let you down, Ahmad Khaji and Ulugh. At the election, we will support Conservative Party. Please keep your promise about not just for the best Brexit deal, for set up the justice which is raised in my applications as well. Your sincerely, Professor Ahmad Khaji Kharazmi and Ulugh Kharazmi. Unfortunately, the Prime Minister, Ms. Theresa May, didn't keep on promise. My all applications which was sent to different instances in the United Kingdom was simply ignored. By my opinion, the reason is that I am the critic of corruption in the United Kingdom. It seems that I will face the problems which was indicated in threatening letter. Therefore, I live under the constant fear and stress, which negatively affect my already failed health. I many times collapsed and badly hurt myself. In order for others not to suffer, I always keep with me below provided writing. To whom it concerns, for my debts should be brought to justice the mafia, social services, police and courts, which are acting against me. Stockport, United Kingdom, Ahmed Kharazmi. Once I collapsed and lost my consciousness. That picture was taken by my son at that time. That picture is attached to this application. By my collapsing, I went to Stepping Hill Hospital. In the picture left side is provided the writing of Dr. Sharif, the consultant cardiologist, to me, to my GP Dr. Gilman, and to Manchester Heart Centre of Manchester Royal Infirmary. In conclusion, first, the reasons why organized mafia, social service, police and courts act against me are, firstly, in our case through Miss Sarah McKenty involved large amount of bribe. Secondly, my complaints about their corrupted actions. The mafia destroyed our family and my health. That mafia anytime could create a problem or provocation against me, and in this they could use my ex-wife. Second, although I am old, 70 years old man and disabled man, and despite I warned by mafia that if I not will stop fighting, complaining, I will get serious troubles, even die, and my struggle against the corruption has cost me and continues to cost me dear, but I do not intend to give up this fight in order to make clear, although lower from corruption, my United Kingdom. Third, use this opportunity. I want to emphasize that the problems, provocations I could face, and for my debts, which is inevitable as I live constantly under fear and stress, should be brought of justice organized mafia, which are acting against me. Long live my homeland, Great Britain, and justice. Down with corruption. Professor Kharazmi, the seeker of justice. Stockport, United Kingdom, 2017.